Most likely got lucky out of the before that left hand.
With a right hand.
He's fighting.
There you go.
Known for his huge size, bald head, and knockout power.
Oh, right, he goes down.
Scott Esch, nicknamed Butterbean, was also known for his ability to knock out boxers who were arrogant.
There it is. Oh, that's about it!
And that's one reason the fans always loved him. He became a nightmare to fighters who underestimated him.
In front of him, can nail him a little bit, like Funmaker.
Here are fighters who got taught to stay humble by Butterbean. Just like Killer Bean doesn't like noise, Butterbean doesn't like fighters, especially ones who think they can last more than a minute.
He will race across the ring and attempt to get Monaco down quickly and by down.
Butterbean may end up having some longer tights than this one here.
Monaco trying to work the jab on the inside. He busted Butterbean with a pretty good uppercut. You can see he's got a bodybuilder's physique. Just the opposite of Butterbean. He lands a good right hand. Oh, there goes Monaco. Second knockdown.
Lewis learned that the hard way when Butterbean sent him crashing to the floor like an action movie extra practicing a dramatic fall.
There goes Monaco. And I mean, there he goes.
And good night with that. And all along, we didn't see any combinations from Butterbean. We saw him load up.
You would feel a bodybuilder should have more advantage over a fighter, but that wasn't the case when Paul Springer, a professional bodybuilder, made his professional boxing debut against Butterbean. The fight didn't even last a minute before Butterbean unleashed the beast on Paul.
Paul Springer's using. You know, like most in their debut, Paul Springer can probably give it, but can he take it?
Lifted Paul Springer off the canvas, and this one is stopped right away.
And trying to muscle on the inside, the right hand from Butterbean landed right on the chin, and that's the punch that did the damage.
This was one of the matches in which Butterbean showed his strength, with the fight not even reaching 30 seconds in the first round before he knocked Lindberger out.
Ultimately, of course, he's fighting.
Oh, it didn't take long for Butterbean to floor. I don't think he's with it. That's it. He's out.
On his feet, he's out.
I have
That one punch.
I don't know how quick that was. I think that was about
The quickest knockout I've ever seen.
That's the first punch.
Try to
Well, the
stick that
second
jab on
punch.
him. There's that right to the body, and the left hook that landed flush on the jaw.
Oh, that was a very wicked punch, and he shouldn't protest at all. He could have been seriously damaged.
Collecting the WAA World Heavyweight title, this fight also got him the name King of the Four Rounders. Butterbean versus Jackie Beard, a fight that had more antics than a late-night bar brawl and twice the body mass.
Jackie Beard coming right at Butterbean. He does want Tyson. He thinks, look, he feels that Tyson doesn't fight. Bean was doing a little hot dogging there.
Yeah, they're like pillows unless you get
Round fighters. This is the second round of 3. Smiling through this round. Looking to load up that time 4 rounds with McNeely and still managed to get him out of there. Bean is a tough man. Right, because Bean just wants to punch it out. And Bean says, come on. Oh, the big right hand. And that dropped him. And I mean dropped him. Bean's been waiting for that shot. And there was nothing fluke about that. That's it. He's still out.
Butterbean came out swinging like he hadn't eaten in 3 days.
Twice before being best in their fights all the way through. So he could fight 4 times, and despite all the jokes in the beginning, he's got Murray Sutherland.
Right hand gets
Butterbean, the nickname, and going all over the place.
In fact, he's landing anytime he feels like it. Oh, that time, Doug Norris got his head in his stuff. Oh, Butterbean coming forward with some good shots.
And you're seeing some tough man windmilling by Butterbean. He still has that.
First round, Doug clips him after the bell. Big mistake. That's like poking a bear that's already halfway through your picnic. By the end, Butterbean charges at him with a buffet of punches, swinging like a man who just saw someone grab the last slice of pepperoni pizza.
He'll outbox him, but then he'll get popped.
They clashed heads, and that's what hurt Doug Norris. I was joking, but that was the problem. Well, it's wild now, folks, and there goes Doug Norris. It's over.
Why hands up Eric Esch. He doesn't even like his own name mentioned. He said, I don't even like to think of myself as Eric Esch. He's his right hand there.
Butterbean versus Patrick Graham looked less like a title fight and more like the school bully shaking down a kid for lunch money.
He likes to just kind of cave you in, vaporized.
He's added a little left jab to his.
Neil Clancy said his footwork's getting better and responds in the last 30 seconds of the round. Up to the 10-rounders. He might have to give up his big wrestling and lean to the head of Graham. Graham's shown a pretty good ability to take these punches, but Graham seems to be losing just a tiny bit of his will.
But using jab, he can do a lot.
And Butterbean counters over the top of the jab.
Butterbean's fists were basically overdue homework slips, and Patrick kept getting detention.
And he winks at George while you're talking to him, and then knocks Graham through the rope, and Jay Nady has seen enough. 1-2, left hook to the top, right crushing to the body.
Butterbean walking into a fight with a taller guy was basically Tuesday at the office. Whitfield tried using the height advantage, but Butterbean just saw a bigger target to barbecue.
He starts to rush in, and he stops. And he starts and he stops. There's that right.
Well, Butterbean with 19 wins, 9. There's that wild swing, Tribal Nation. And Ed, you were talking about Butterbean trying to get that jab out. Patience by Butterbean. Now he rushes in. He sees an opportunity to face some better competition.
Yeah, he says his technique has been to wear people.
Butterbean now. Butterbean knows he's closing in. Whitfield, watch out. Hey, you want to be famous?
By the final round, Whitfield got served a combo meal. Punches so hot they could have seared a steak medium rare.
Ed, I called it. That's what I called. Exactly. Affair. And now Whitfield is helped up, and that is it.
What happens when a boxer thinks, yeah, let's try this MMA thing? You get Butterbean stepping into the cage against Thompson, a dude who looked like he was auditioning for the role of scary guy in a horror movie. The bell rang, and Bean wasted 0 seconds.
As natural a boxer as Broughton.
Do you know this?
And I think that...
There it is. There you go.
There it is. Oh, that's about it. I mean, that's about it. Butterbean has done it.
Thompson's still looking for the takedown. I don't think he's quite aware.
Out.
And it clipped him on the nose. I don't think it actually caught him clean in any way.
Welcome to Birmingham, Alabama, where Butterbean was busy rearranging Pat Johnson's face like a jigsaw puzzle.
Get over in State Line, Nevada, at Buffalo Bills. And in truth, we thought that Myers would start. And there is a little blood trickling also. We're in round 2. And they told jabs, not much. Bean, hold on. Good body work by Butterbean.
Touching the body, then go upstairs. Now he's uppercutting.
The interesting thing, Dave, is
It'll be scheduled for 3.
Yeah, thank you.
In the chaos, even the ref accidentally got clipped, like he wandered into the wrong neighborhood.
Unfortunately, he walks into the best punch of the fight. At the end of the round, he's separating the fighters. And referees cannot protect themselves at all times the way fighters do it.
The fight is stopped not because Terry Wood got knocked down, but because Pat Jackson doesn't want to go on, and one happy guy is Terry Wood.
Butterbean fights were never built for long shifts, but somehow Marcus Rode clocked in for 2 full rounds.
Not a bad amateur, had a little bit of courage.
He has power. He's got a lot of knockouts. A big Rode not exactly a ballerina in there, though.
By the third, though, Butterbean decided overtime wasn't on the schedule. He marched in, threw those lunchbox fists, and Rode hit the canvas like the Wi-Fi just cut off mid-movie.
There's no reason to move in. Right now, it's just a sideshow.
Big ripping shots by Butterbean. Now trying to get up on his feet, and it is over. It was the body shots. He had hit him a couple good ones. And, you know, you were right, Scott. Why would Rhodes stand in front of the beam?
The bell rang, and Kenny Craven must have thought the ropes were his best friend because he leaned on them like he was waiting for a bus. Unfortunately, Butterbean turned him into a human speedbag, pounding away while Craven just stood there like a guy testing out new pain thresholds.
And here comes the inevitable.
Eventually, the ref had seen enough of the rope-hugging experiment and jumped in to save Craven from becoming a permanent part of the canvas decor. Imagine getting dropped.
Can nail him a little bit, like Funmaker.
And then deciding to stick your tongue out like it's part of the celebration. That's exactly what Talon did. 3 rounds in, Butterbean turned him into a floor decoration.
Kenny Keene fought in the main after having turned pro against Talon. Talon with some counterpunching of his own. Butterbean missing with the right hand, scoring with a left and a right as Talon comes in.
How many fights does he have?
Well, Talon just got knocked, and Butterbean trying to add his 30-second knockout. And he sends Talon down here in round 2. Being comfortably in control in this 4-round bout as he continues to pound the overmatched Talon.
Terrell Jones, the great defensive lineman from the Dallas Cowboys. Big different psyche. It's a whole different sport.
Well, the way Talon's getting pounded, he may think the opponent in front of him can nail him a little bit, like Funmaker.
And instead of standing up, Talon gave us his best oops face with his tongue out. Maybe it was muscle memory, or maybe the punches scrambled his Wi-Fi connection. Either way, Butterbean wins again. Just like Saitama from One Punch Man, Butterbean didn't bother with introductions. He just walked in, threw a single punch, and sent Phillips flying into the ropes like he'd just been unplugged from reality.
And he's starting to get a mistake, and then it's all over, but he needs to get off of those ropes. That's it. There Russell! Doesn't know where he's at, and it is over.
To the waist, chin up in the air, and see ya. Big power. The Butterbean dropped the gauntlet.
Losing to Butterbean was basically a rite of passage, nothing to be ashamed of, especially if your record already looked like a losing streak mixtape. Baker walked in, probably hoping to make it past the first round, and Butterbean said, "Nope, next customer."
He is all over his opponent, James Baker, and has him down in the first round. Baker, by the way, 1-5, has been knocked out in the first in his last 4 fights, and this one is over.
Brian Henry showed up thinking he could outpunch Butterbean, which is like trying to out-eat a grizzly bear at a buffet. He swung big, missed bigger, and then Butterbean decided to introduce him to gravity, personally.
Lay down. Gets a good left from Butterbean trying to stay up.
Wow, these guys are hitting hard. Oh my goodness, cheer them on, right on. Oh, 2, 3. That's it, that's all, that's it. It's over.
One thunderous punch later, Henry's legs started doing the cha-cha, and even the referee had to help him remember what standing upright meant. When Peter McNeely faced Butterbean, it looked less like a boxing match and more like a rescue mission.
For him to be fighting, and certainly has had a long time where he was under drugs and heavy drugs. Let's go to this. Butterbean goes right to it. Fighter, he fights good 4-round fights. He's lighter than Butterbean. There's a little too much. Didn't die to train his life to the glove of McNeely. Oh, he missed with the right.
Butterbean clocked in like it was just another day at the office, delivered his signature KO, and clocked out before McNeely even knew what hit him.
Somebody knew something, but a little bit of money went on McNeely. Oh, McNeely's head back. Another uppercut. It's all Butterbean. McNeely ready to go, and that's it. Shane 80 steps in and stops the fight.
The referee had to rush in before things turned into a physics lesson on falling objects.
That's enough. That's what you saw. Overwhelmed.
After flattening opponents all across the USA, Butterbean took his show on the road to Mexico, and let's just say the fans got their money's worth.
Like Butterbean, though, I seldom add damn.
Here we go, right at once again, McGee. Oh, he's hurting now, right to left. Tim goes down on one.
Tim barely had time to adjust to the altitude before Butterbean made him take a knee like he was proposing to the canvas. After claiming the IBA Super Heavyweight title, Butterbean faced Ed White in what looked like it could be a real challenge. Ed managed to knock Butterbean down early.
Unless he weighed under 400. So that's when he went on the
Ed White starts him off.
The fighters in history. Height advantage here, and he's putting it to good use. Being going back tonight.
Yeah, he did.
He doesn't care about the nice body shot, but again, between rounds. Really gets caught the left hook. Butterbean goes down.
But that only seemed to wake the beast.
Good left hook by Butterbean.
Moments later, Butterbean stormed back with his trademark power.
Bean trying to suddenly punch him, and he does there with a right hand, and down goes White.
Butterbean comes with that big left hook, a right, which stunned him first, and then the left sort of pushed him into the rope. Following that knockdown, big right hand, and then a bit of a push with the left.
If you enjoyed watching these knockout moments, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, because part 2 of Butterbean's most brutal knockouts is coming soon. And trust me, you don't want to miss it.